I want to show you how to lose fat, stay lean, even if you work over 60 hours a week and occasionally have to rely on delivery. If you are anything like me, your calendar is jam-packed. I have an 8 to 5 full-time job, then I work on YouTube and my online business until late at night. But I still find time to work out regularly, walk my dog every day, and take care of my health. I know very well that when almost every minute of the day is booked, it feels almost impossible to squeeze in a workout or plan meals. But what many don't know is that being a workaholic can either be super effective for fat loss or super effective for gaining weight. It's all about the small habits and choices we make during our workday and our day-to-day life. That's why in this video I'm revealing that 5 hacks backed by research, not just my personal hunch, hacks that can get you lean even if you have a busy schedule. And trust me, the last one was the biggest game changer for me for not gaining weight and building more muscle and also staying healthy long term. If you want to starve yourself for 6 months so you can step on stage with fake tan to impress a bunch of other dudes and not call it gay and call it bodybuilding, then these tips aren't for you. But if your goal is to get healthier, fitter, and more confident, then you need to understand that you don't have to be under 10% body fat, you don't need a six-pack, and you definitely don't need to be the skinniest you've ever been. Your goal should be getting under 20% body fat, 27% if you're a woman. That's where you see all the health benefits. If you're looking to boost testosterone, achieve healthier hormone levels, increase your libido, have more energy, and significantly lowers your risk of developing serious health issues like cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, or cancer, then your goal should just be getting under 20% body fat, 27% if you're a woman. And getting there is a lot easier than most people think. Even if you have a jam-packed schedule, you just need to make sure that your habits and what you need to do to lose that fat isn't overwhelming or feel like a second job, because then it's going to be impossible if you have a jam-packed schedule. Let's start off with diet. How can you improve your diet without spending any more time preparing meals in the kitchen? Hack number 1, intermittent fasting. That is basically caloric restriction without the hassle of counting calories, which sometimes can feel like a part-time job. Plus, skipping one meal means less time in the kitchen and more time for work. And if you're the type who needs to stay sharp, fasting can actually help you with focus too. In the beginning, I recommend you to drink coffee while fasting because it helps suppress hunger and helps you get used to the hunger faster. And also, coffee can help with productivity, so if you're a workaholic, that's a good thing. Hack number 2, focus on eating more whole foods. That doesn't mean you can't order delivery. Just pick the healthier options on Uber Eats. Choose meals that are higher in protein because protein keeps you satiated longer and your body burns more calories digesting proteins than fat and carbs. And when you are getting most of your nutrition from whole foods, you don't have to waste time, money, and energy on overpriced powders, supplements that you'll just end up peeing out 15 minutes after drinking it. This isn't what it looks like. If you lived a hectic lifestyle, this is almost a necessity. This isn't what you think it is, but this powder is way better for you than the green powder they call AG1. And it's a lot cheaper than AG1, which is $100 a month. Just because Human and Rogan advertises for it doesn't mean that it's any good or it's even worth it. AG1 is just an overpriced multivitamin. Throw what you usually eat into Chronometer, you'll see all the vitamins and also minerals that you are short at, and you only supplement with those. Otherwise, it's way better to get your nutrients and your vitamins from food. And if you focus on eating whole food, like I said, then you will get a lot more minerals and vitamins from your foods. The only supplement I recommend everyone taking, especially if you're a woo girl, is this. It's creatine. It's cheap, much cheaper than the other white powder, and also creatine is heavily researched. It's good for building muscle endurance and also can help with cognition. Perfect if you are a workaholic. And also, getting enough creatine from food alone is difficult because a teaspoon of creatine, you have to eat 2 pounds of meat to get the same amount. And most of us aren't eating that much meat. So yeah, in my opinion, creatine is worth it if you want that little bit of extra edge. A lot of people misunderstand this. Losing weight doesn't necessarily make you healthier. Losing body fat does. And if you want to keep as much muscle as possible while losing weight, you need to do some form of resistance training. But if you have only a couple hours a week to train, how can you get the most for your time? When you got limited time, you need to do things that have a macro impact. That's what you need to focus on, not micro details. Hack 3 is focusing on compound lifts that train multiple muscles in a muscle group rather than focusing on single isolation exercises. Okay, now you know what type of exercise you need to do, how long should your workout be, and how often should it be? Well, it depends on your goals. For strength, a 2017 meta-analysis, which is a study of many studies, looked at 9 different studies and concluded that by only doing 1 to 4 sets per week can yield 81% of maximum strength gains you could potentially get from the gym. Obviously, as you progress and become more advanced, you need more volume to improve your strength. But for most of us that aren't trying to be bodybuilders, I think it's safe to say that for majority, by just lifting heavy 4 sets per week, which is much and doesn't take that much time, you can at least get 75% of the potential maximum strength gains. And if you're going to lift heavy, it's more practical to do it on a compound lift than a single isolation exercise. And instead of obsessing over which exercise or angle is ideal for hypertrophy, focus more on overall volume. That has a bigger impact on muscle growth. You can get more volume for each muscle group with less time by doing hack number 4, which is supersets. Supersets are good for your cardio. They help you burn more calories during your session. You can still maximize your gains for each exercise even if you are supersetting, as long as your cardio isn't a limiting factor. Because if your cardio isn't a limiting factor, then your muscle will be the limiting factor and it will be just as effective as a normal set. But you should keep in mind that you should be strategic with your supersets and focusing on supersetting opposite muscles group like chest and back, because a study found out that you get more quality sets in if you are doing supersets with the opposite muscle group. If you're interested in losing fat and gaining muscle, check out the link in the description. I'm giving you 30 nuggets in 30 days that will help you lose fat, build more muscle, and become healthier completely free. And if you don't find it useful, you can opt out at any time. But if you think the information I've given you thus far is useful, it got nothing of what you learned from my emails. It's completely free, link in the description. Here's a few things though you need to consider if you want to see real progress from your training. Number 1 is tracking your progress. So, for you to build muscle or improve your cardio, you need to force your body to adapt to longer or faster runs or more weights, more reps, or more sets. And everything that gets measured can be improved. That's why your job has KPIs, track churns, and track conversion rate, etc. So that's why you also need to track your progress, because everything that gets measured can be improved. Second thing you need to consider is staying consistent. It might be that you won't see any changes in 1 month or even 3 months for some people, but keep going, because once the fat melts off, you'll be glad that you stuck with it. And for you to be consistent, you need to train for performance and not looks. If you chase numbers, it will keep you motivated and keep things fun, and you'll get fitter and healthier even if it doesn't show in the mirror right away. Also, staying consistent, use shorter workouts. They're easier to fit into your schedule. For my busy clients, 30 to 60 minutes each session has been the sweet spot. And if you're wondering how much exercise is needed for longevity, a meta-analysis have shown that 30 to 60 minutes of exercise per week can maximize the reduction in risk of developing all-cause mortalities that you would get from exercising. So it shouldn't be too difficult for you to stay consistent, regardless if your goals is hypertrophy, strength, or health. A study from Wisconsin Sleep Cohort Study tracked the sleep of 1,024 volunteers to see how sleeping less than 6 hours per night affected their hunger hormones, leptin and ghrelin. So leptin is a hormone that tells your brain that you are full. It's a good hormone when you are trying to lose fat. Ghrelin, on the other hand, signals hunger, a bad hormone when you are trying to lose fat. And the result, the people who slept less than 6 hours had lower levels of leptin, the good hormone, and higher levels of ghrelin, bad hormone. They also had increased BMI and higher risk of obesity. Shocker, right? Even if you can push through your day with only 4 hours of sleep, doesn't mean that it's really working for you. I used to be sleep deprived without realizing it. I used to think it was normal to feel like that. Then I went to my doctors because I struggled with low libido and I struggled with erectile dysfunction. I couldn't get hard. And it turned out I had low testosterone. My testosterone was at the 300 nanogram each deciliter, which is really low enough to be prescribed TRT. But by fixing my sleep, it went up to the 700s. Now my last test showed that my testosterone right now is 1004 nanogram each deciliter, which is above the normal reference range. Sleep is the foundation of youth. It's super impactful for fat loss and appetite control. Plus, better sleep means better mood, more mental sharpness if you care about being productive, and also better hormone health. But here's the thing that I realize. We can't control when we wake up. The alarm clock is a non-negotiable. You probably have a job also. And many of us have other responsibilities in the morning, like maybe you got to get your kids to school, or perhaps you're like me and live in an area where they're doing construction, so I have no choice but to wake up at 7 a.m. every day. But here's what you can control though, and this is hack number 5, when you go to bed. So hack number 5 is set a bedtime and honor it. No more aimlessly scrolling on your phone at night for the last hit of dopamine. No more just one more episode. None of that. Aim for at least 7 hours of quality sleep. This was really the thing that fixed my life personally and improved everything because it led to a massive domino effect for me. It helped me build muscle quicker, boost my metabolism, fix my appetite, and now I'm the healthiest I've ever been. 58 at HDL cholesterol. My LDL is only 97, even though I eat 2 pounds of meat every day. My triglyceride is only 55, and my total testosterone is 1004 nanogram each deciliter. And I don't have erectile dysfunction anymore, to my 4% of my female audience. A busier life doesn't have to mean poor health, even though that's the case for many, but it doesn't have to. Just remember that you can have all the money in the world, but if you end up with diabetes or a heart condition or get sick, you trade it all just to get your health back. And trust me, I've seen it firsthand with my friends and some of my old colleagues that were hardworking as hell, but they neglected their health until it was the only thing that really mattered. Getting started is a lot easier than what most people believe. If you just start picking one habit, whether it's to go to bed earlier, or eating more proteins, or doing shorter workout, it usually leads to other healthy behaviors. But if there's one habit I'd recommend for most people above everything else, is just staying consistent with their workouts. Because usually for most people, it automatically leads to eating healthier, prioritizing sleep more, and drinking less. If you want to learn how to structure a workout that is effective for burning calories and fat, then you can check out this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I see you over there. Cheers, guys.